Okay, let's go to director real fast because we'll keep this one under 20 minutes. Inarritu, or however you say his name, for Birdman 1. Linklater for Boyhood was nominated. Bennett Miller for Foxcatcher. Wes Anderson, Grand Budapest, and of course Morton Tildum for Imitation Game. Man, that's a fuzzy field right there. Foxcatcher, I don't think it was nominated for picture, but they got the director in there. The Imitation Game guy, Morton Tildum, that was a very vanilla movie, in my opinion. It's a good movie, but it's shot standardly. It's told in a standard fashion, and that's okay. I'm not knocking that, but I didn't see that it was some achievement in terms of direction. It was presented in a very routine fashion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did not like this group at all. I did not like this group at all. Linklater, I don't have a beef with because of the achievement of the 12-year thing. Inarritu, I had no problem with because they pulled off a hell of a feat, the way they shot it and the way they orchestrated it. Wes Anderson is probably the most naturally gifted of the bunch in terms of directing. He's that guy that will be around till death making good, interesting movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem that he won for Birdman because on a technical level it was amazing. That's kind of a crappy group, to be honest. You know what I mean? I think two of those guys should have come off the board and not been nominated, and they could have found two better nominees. And I think you know who I think should come off. I think Imitation Game and Foxcatcher, you should not have nominated us for Best Director.
Yeah.
They're talented guys. I'm not knocking them personally, but there were two better jobs out there.
Well, my first thought, looking at this list, is Inarritu for Birdman, very deserving of that Oscar.
I have no problem with it.
I thought it was one of the best directed films of 2014, so no problem there.
Me either.
So certainly, round of applause to him.
Right.
My pick was for Wes Anderson for the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Sure.
However, I think Wes Anderson may get another crack at that. I think he's going to be around for a long time. His films make money, and he usually shoots them on a very small budget.
Sure.
And then they end up turning a profit. So this is a guy, it's likely he might get another crack at it. So I'll be anxious to see that and see how his career goes from here. But his last two films have been really strong. But yeah, I would have preferred Anderson to win, but I'm fine with Inarritu winning. The thing that I don't understand is about this list, and I get Linklater's achievement for Boyhood. I get that. What I don't understand is Whiplash is a director's movie. That's a visionary film. How do you not nominate that guy?
That's what I'm saying.
Director. I
don't know how you nominate.
That's the one I don't get.
I don't know how you nominate the Imitation Game guy and not Damien. I can't think of his last name for Whiplash.
Yeah.
I don't get that because you put two together. I'm like, Imitation Game. It's a good movie. Benedict is good in it. It's well made, but it's just vanilla. It's plain. There's no intriguing shots. It's not told in a particularly engaging way. It's just a solid movie, and there's nothing wrong with solid. Solid's good, but Best Director, I know there was. I already said there was better jobs out there.
Yeah,
him and Bennett Miller should come off the board.
I think we're agreeing. I think that we have consensus here, folks.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Wrapping it up. Moving on to picture, real fast. Birdman 1. American Sniper was nominated. Boyhood, Imitation Game, Grand Budapest Hotel, Selma, Theory of Everything, and Whiplash. Go for it.
Okay, Birdman 1. I'm fine with that. It was one of the best films of 2014. I thought it was kind of a Robert Altman kind of a style film. So I really dug it.
Sure.
And my pick would have been for the Grand Budapest Hotel of the nominees. But that said, my second choice would have been Birdman. So I'm pleased with the way the evening went for the most part.
I'm not. on the Best Picture one, because in my mind, Whiplash was the best movie, and it wasn't just the best movie by a little bit. It was like head and shoulders, night and day better. In my opinion, it was. It's here, and all number 2 is down here because 2014 was not a strong year in my opinion. And my second favorite movie of the year was actually Edge of Tomorrow, the Tom Cruise science fiction film.
Yeah.
And you remember I said all year that was.
Yeah, you loved it.
And I'm telling you, the gap between Whiplash and Edge of Tomorrow is huge. I think Whiplash will be on my top 10 of the decade. When this decade closes out, it will be on my top 10. So I'm disappointed. I knew it didn't have a chance. I knew it'd be Birdman, but oh well, that's 2014 for you.
It was. I agree. It was a weak year, 2014.
By the way, just for clarity, I thought Birdman was okay. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm not here to bash it. I just thought it was okay. I didn't think it was Best Picture top 10 quality. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, my final thoughts would be the Oscar podcast itself. Now you had Neil Patrick Harris, who I thought did a fine job.
Sure.
The job of a host really is just to keep the things moving. Mm-hmm. So he came out, said a pithy comment, and out he went and kept things moving. So on that level, I think you have to give him, at least a B for what he did. But I thought he had some funny bits and engaged the audience. So hey, that's it. Keep that thing moving. That's like a 4-hour ordeal to try to get through.
He was okay. Whoever produces it and puts it together or whatever, I could have done without. I say this every year.
Yeah.
There's too many songs and whatnot. It's the Oscars, the movie award. But
I know. I gripe every year. It's not the Tonys. It's the movies. So we don't need all these music numbers.
I lose that argument because every year they just do the same thing.
They do the same thing every time.
I thought from a broadcast point of view, it was a C. I thought he did the best he could, but there were some few of his jokes that kind of fell flat. Not that they were his fault. I think the crowd wasn't really into him that well because he made some sort of politically incorrect little asides, and they kind of just like floated out there, and nobody kind of grabbed him and laughed at him. So I think it wasn't his crowd, to be honest with you. If he'd have done his shtick in Austin, I think it'd have been received a lot better. But right there in downtown, middle of PC Central, it just sort of crashed and thudded a little bit.
I guess I'm more applauding the
effort,
the effort and the pacing,
snappiness,
because he was all in. I mean, even the little parody of Michael Keaton and the Birdman. I mean, he was all in. So I give him props because he was,
But to be honest, do you watch the Oscars for the broadcast?
No, I mean, no. Of course I don't.
Me neither. I could give two shits who hosts the thing.
No.
I just want to see the awards. I want to see the clips of the movies, the edited montages they put together of movies.
Right.
You kind of remember when and look back at all the cool movies and see clips from old movies.
But if we do have to sit there for 3.5 or 4 hours, at least give me someone who's...
Well,
that's why I give him props, because I think they got it done in 3.5 hours, which it could have been way longer.
Yes. I think that my favorite host ever was Billy Crystal.
Sure, yeah. He was really good.
Oh, I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We agree on that.
Johnny Carson was good, too, but we were kind of young.
I don't remember him that
Yeah,
well.
I just barely remember some of his.
I mean, I watched the Johnny Carson show, but I don't remember him as an Oscar presenter, or a host, that often. I don't remember.
But yeah, other than Billy Crystal, I'd say Carson was probably the next really good one.
All right, well there you go. There's our Oscar recap. It came in just a little bit shy of the length of the Oscars itself. So
we did it again.
I'll probably just cut this one up. I say that every time I usually get lazy and don't cut it up. But for right now, for what it's worth, I feel like I'll cut it up. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So all right. So I guess any more words? Final words?
Well, hey, we're out of here, man.
All right.
We got to beat a cold front.
Adios.